So hello, everyone. Welcome back, and thank you for joining. If I haven't introduced myself to you yet, I just wanted to say my name's Alex. I'm part of the NMRA team, and welcome to part 3 of our meta-analysis series. This session, again, should be 1 hour today, and it's going to be quite an interactive session. So if you can, please have a computer or a device ready to use with you. And try to engage in this session as much as possible. At the same time, just wanted to reiterate, because some people have been asking, in order for your attendance to be counted during each session, all you have to do is just complete the feedback form at the end of the session, which I'll put in the link in the chat as a link. So that's all I wanted to say. If it's all okay with you, Dr. Ahmad, you can take it away now.
No problem, no problem. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for coming. Let's start with my slides. But I think first of all, we're going to talk about, I'm going to keep it a bit practical today. And first of all, I'm going to ask let's just ask where are the participants? Where are they hiding? Attendees. Yeah, guys, any of you guys done a search before? A proper search. Oh yeah, I can see somebody I know. Anisa, have you done a search before for abstracts and stuff? No?
Yeah.
Okay, so how do you do it?
You just taught me how to do it. Ovid Medline.
Medline, very good, very good. All right, so Ovid Medline. Now, why Ovid Medline is actually very useful, because the problem is 80% of all abstracts, and this is important to understand with meta-analysis, 80% of all abstracts are going to only be on one of the two major databases. One is Medline and one is Embase. So to catch both, you need to be able to do a search which is on both. And the problem is, usually if you do this search, you end up with thousands of or hundreds of abstracts which are in both databases. And what do you do now? Well, you can manually upload them into EndNote and remove each duplicate separately, which is a horrible way to do it. But let me ask, anybody else familiar with this? Have any ideas? Raise your hand if you have any ideas. Otherwise, I'm going to pick on somebody randomly. Aha, Wehan. Wehan, anything to say? Have you done a search in the past?
Yeah, but I've used like third-party softwares like Covidence. I think it makes it a lot easier as well.
Covidence is more for abstracts.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not for searching, but don't worry, that's fine. And then let's ask somebody else. Zahira, I'm picking people randomly. You got a symbol of a kitty cat there. Zahira, have you done a search in the past? No? Okay. No. So, and I'll just pick on one more person. Fatima, have you done a search in the past? Anything to say?
No, I didn't.
Okay. So basically, this is Ovid Medline. Now, Ovid Medline is easily, well, it's more difficult to access if you're overseas, but in the UK, it's quite easy. You can just use an Open Athens account. Then what you do is you go, it opens up like this, and you click on Embase, and you click on Ovid Medline. Now you've got both major databases in there, yeah? This is all you need. Now, some people search Cochrane Library and other stuff. 2 is enough, yeah? Don't complicate it for yourself. This is one of the things you need to understand about meta-analysis, that do not make your life difficult, as we discussed before. Click on Multifield Search. Ta-da! So you're in Multifield Search. And then let's say I want to do a search. And this I'm going to show you how you do it. So let's say I want to do non-compaction. Yeah, non-compaction is a type of cardiac disease. And cardiac MRI. Can't spell today. Yeah, and so let's just do and for now. So just to make it simple for you. So I do a search, yeah, and it's doing the search now. And so 318 results have come up. Very good, which is not too bad. And then what I do is click on limits. I only want human studies. Yeah, there's one way of doing it. Some people even do English language. Cochrane doesn't recommend it, but if you're doing for a journal, I think that's perfectly fine. So that limits it a bit more. And then, so then I do this search again with the limits. Now I've got, how many abstracts have I got now? 287. Then there's this option called reduplicate. Reduplicate, basically what happens is now it's got all the abstracts which are in both database together. And now what I want to do is so I've got 318. I limited it to English language and to human, which brought it back to 287. Because you have to remember cardiac MRIs, for example, are done in animals. We're not interested in animal studies, are we? So reduplicate, and that will remove all the duplicates. Continue. How many have we got now? 249. Now, I want, have any of you guys access to Ovid Medline? Have you guys got access to Ovid Medline? Can anybody log in? Yeah? Can you log in and try and do the same search as I did? Yeah? The search was non-compaction. I mean, the first one, I just need to check if people have a login. You can do it on PubMed, actually. PubMed even you can do. Rania, have you got access?
I'm still trying.
Yeah, okay, fine. If you don't have access, you can do it on PubMed as well. PubMed is also possible. But Ovid Medline is by far the best. Yeah? Let's see, Zain, have you got access to Ovid Medline? No? Let's try somebody else. Richa, have you got access? No?
Not yet. I actually access PubMed.
PubMed, yeah, I know PubMed is not good for meta-analysis. You can do.
Okay, okay. So we need to go with Ovid.
Ovid, no, Ovid Med. The problem is either you end up going to do searching on both. You will end up doing a separate search on Embase, and you do a separate search on Medline. Embase is PubMed. Yeah. So sorry, Medline is PubMed. And then you end up searching both databases, and then you will have lots of abstracts which will be in the same. There's a lot of overlap.
Okay. Yes, I can access Ovid Medline.
Very good. Very good. All right, you try that. Calliope, have you got Ovid Medline?
Nope.
You don't. It's on Open Athens. Have you got an Open Athens account?
I'm working on it now.
Okay, don't worry about it. So basically, this is the only real way you can do a meta-analysis search. Let me do another one for you guys. Yeah, so let me do ventricular. Now this is where terms become important. Ventricular thrombus. Yeah, and let's do cardiac MRI, CMR, or cardiac MRI. Now this is where we're going to change the terms. And means together, or means alternatively. Yeah. So let's just do a search. I'll do human, English. I have to check if the operators are correct when it does the search. Okay, so human, English, and that's fine. Some people even do the publication year. So you could, but it's not that useful. So I've done, now let's see how it did the search. So it's done cardiac MRI, ventricular thrombus. It's done it incorrectly. So the thing is, let's go to advanced search, multifield search. So there's another way of doing this. So there's this is got too many results. It didn't really work, the OR. You have to basically put a what's it called, brackets for that to work properly. So I'll have to do this search separately. But let's say in multi-field search, there's another way. So I could just say ventricular so it could be thrombi or thrombus. So I just put apostrophe. That's what this star, and that actually will cover thrombi or thrombus both. And then we can do cardiac MRI. And then let's just do that. All views. Cardiac MRI. Let's try that again. I've changed the search a bit. One 3-1 results. Interestingly enough, the results are less than last time. Because so let me just do, so what you do is, this is very important, you do experimentation with different terms. What you want to do is not end up with a search with 5,000 results, because that means that you've done something wrong in essence, yeah? So nowadays people have cut down searches, and the reason this is important to have a cut down search is that you have to remember that a lot of your abstracts will not come from here. A lot of your abstracts will come from papers. They will come from either the previous meta-analysis, they will come from other reviews in the field, etc., things like that. So you have to remember that everything is not going to come from here. Yeah. So you have to search in. Cut down search is very, very useful in the sense that you play around with the terms and you try and find a way to do the search more easily. So, for example, let's say I look at meta-analysis. And this is, I want to do echo meta-analysis. So let's say I look at, this is the big paper. So this one is already a meta-analysis that's been done by Bullock. And Bullock included 10 studies in the meta-analysis. Now let's look at their search. So the search strategy, they used these terms. Now I personally feel that this was too much, yeah, too much. Although interestingly enough, they only found 99 articles. This is interesting. So this is a bit of an example of a cut down search. So I think they said they combined this. So this, I think this would have been ventricular, yeah, and thrombus and magnetic resonance imaging, yeah, and acute myocardial infarction, yeah. So in the end, they only end up with 99 studies. I've actually repeated this paper, and I took out the acute myocardial infarction. So I included patients who hasn't had acute myocardial and primary PCI. So I do a much simpler search, yeah. But interestingly enough, you can see that they only ended up with 99 abstracts. And this is important to understand. And then they did reduplication, they ended up with 68. Yeah. And this is important to understand that, you know, you are every step of meta-analysis, what you're trying to do is you're cutting down the number of abstracts you got. But I didn't get many more than them because I use ventricular thrombus and magnetic resonance imaging. I only got 287. Yeah. So my search was far more cut down than theirs, and I didn't find that many more. 287 is doable. Yeah. Now, what is the next step? The next step, let's say I've got 131 results with this one. Yeah. In this case, ventricular thrombus, cardiac MRI. Yeah. So what I do is I change this to 100. Yeah. Which is in Ovid Medline. And now it's time to export. So I export. These are first 1 to 100 references. Yeah. So I will change this to not RIS is the format that you want to use, and you want to export. He exports. And then what happens is that it's come down this IRS 14. So then I go to Rayan. Now Rayan is a free program they can use for anything. Yeah. So let's say I create a new review. I'll call this test review, medicine, systematic review, biomedical. Yeah, create. And then what I do in this review, I will now upload the articles. It's taking its time. I think the description is missing. Let's do A. Oh. Okay, don't worry about it. What I'll do is I will take one of my old reviews. No, these are public reviews. So you can see that what you can do is I can show you this. So this is an older review. I think something's gone slightly wrong with Ryan. But this is an older review, and I can go in, show. This is a review that has recently been done. And then I can upload the articles. 1 second. So you can see I've uploaded all these articles already. They were in this search. There were 432 unique entries. Yeah. So what? And I took the blind off, so you can both see. And each person can look at two. Basically, I've taken the blind off, so it's clear that each person can look at 2 articles. This is a very, very easy way to do it. What you do is you create the review in Rayan, and then you upload the articles. Yeah, you can only do 100 at a time. So then what you do is you change this to page 2. Yeah, and I'll show you the next 100. So then I can export these, and then I can upload them into Rayan, and then we can make our judgment. So 2 people have looked at these and made their judgments. And this is a really, really easy way of doing it. And you can see that there's all these judgments. Now let me go back and see if I can still create my new review. A, medicine, systematic review, biomedical. Something's going on with Rayan today. Ah, here it is. So select files. Yeah, select files, RIS 14, that was this one. And then let's see. File is uploading. Continue. Yeah. So it will take a few minutes, but I showed you in the other one how the files are uploaded. Yeah. Okay. Now, let me ask people, anybody have any questions so far? Raise your hand if you have questions about all of this. Guys, any questions?
I believe a couple of people have raised their hands.
So let's see. Oh, where are they? Richa?
Sir, please, can you repeat the sequence? Because from where we have transferred the file to the app Rayan, this I missed.
Okay, so Rayan, basically I created a new review. I had to create a new review. Yeah.
Okay.
And then in the new review, I selected the file, which I've got is on my desktop using an RIS file, and then continue, and then the file will get uploaded. Yeah. It takes a little bit.
Okay.
It takes a few seconds. Yeah, but that's fine.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see who else has questions. A. I don't know who is A. The person called A.
Hello.
Hello. Yes.
So can we do the same thing with PubMed also? With
difficult. No.
PubMed?
Not really possible. Or no, because PubMed is a website. It's not. Now you have to keep in mind that a PubMed search will not be acceptable as a final thingy. Look. So look at this. They searched Ovid Medline Embase. This is the standard way to do it. If you don't do it on Ovid Medline, then unfortunately it's not going to be a standard search. And if you can do a PubMed search with a quick and dirty search for for your own purposes, but not as for a meta-analysis. That will not be accepted. Yeah. Shivani?
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yes. Shivani, you had a question? Shivani?
No, I didn't.
Okay, let me do one more search for you guys. So let me do renal denervation. Atrial fibrillation. Because the thing is, you have to remember that a lot of the articles will come from the previous meta-analysis and from reference searching. I don't really care. A lot of people are less interested in making the search, you know, like Cochrane used to do these 5,000, 6,000 abstracts. It's just not worth it. You have to remember that each 50 or 60 abstracts takes you an hour to search. So once you reach 5,000, 6,000 articles, you're talking about 50, 60 hours of work. That's not realistic for you. So let's say I did renal denervation and atrial fibrillation. Yeah. Now I put human, English. These are quick ones. I've got, you know, you can actually, there's a lot of additional limits as well. I can show you, but there's a lot of additional limits that you can use as well, which I sometimes use. But overall, you know, the human, this allows you to do basically anything. Yeah? But I usually the human, the will, and the oh, it's gone back to the previous one. So this is a renal denervation. And yeah, so we've got, so the human and English one are the easiest one. 329, yeah, 329. Reduplicate. Continue. How many we got now? 231. Yeah, so that's doable. 231 means is equivalent to 3 hours of work. Yeah, it's about, you can do about 60, well, actually 60 abstracts an hour. So maybe 4 hours of work. Does that seem more reasonable? Yeah, try and limit your search. Don't do a complex search. I mean, this one probably is overkill, the one that we saw in this article, because they only ended up with 99 articles. So they really cut it down too much. Yeah, but I would think that a you know, an intermediate one is fine. Khudeja?
Hello, hi. My question is, how do we go on the Ovid search part? Because once I'm logging in, or you know, I'm going on the page, it's showing me health, and under health, where should we go? If you can guide us.
It depends. Are you in the UK?
No, sir, I'm not.
That makes it a little bit more difficult. So let me log out, and then you can see what the options are. For each person, they're different. So there's or institution. You have to ask your institution to give you login. Yeah. Yeah. Institution. Yeah. So for example, institution login. So for example, which country are you?
States.
But where in the States? What's your university called?
Missouri.
University of Missouri. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you click here, and then it will ask you for some passwords. What is happening? Why is University of Missouri? It doesn't like the University of Missouri. I don't know. I think the NHS is easier. Anyway, so there is actually University of Missouri does exist. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Your university institution. Oh yeah, it is. Oh my God. I'm going to log in with my NHS account. No, it says I don't exist. I was thinking I could get in. No, I can't. All right. Khudeja, did you want to say something else?
Yes. So how can we access it when we are not in UK?
As I showed you just now. So your university should have a login. In the sense, you go to the thingy where you can put your university's name, choose your institution, and you put your institution's name. You can ask your library if there's access.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
So let's ask somebody else. Nafisa? Nafisa?
Hello. Yeah, thank you. I wasn't able to log in to the account, and I searched again. So I searched my university and I found it, but now like I'm in the process of how to search.
That's fine. But this is critical, yeah? So the important things, again, I would emphasize is in Ovid Medline is reduplicate was very, very important, yeah? Reduplicate. English and the English and human, yeah? Now you can see that the articles should appear. Yeah, there's 100 new articles which I've reported. And what you can see is each of these can be seen here, yeah. And you can say include, you can say exclude. Okay, include. See, my name appears. You can say exclude. This is a very easy way to do it. Rayan is also free, which is very important. Yeah, so include subsets, include, exclude, you know, exclude means red, include means green. Yeah. And what I've done is, if I take off the, what's it called? Let me just go back to this review again. No, actually, I don't think we saved it. But you can actually take off the blinding, yeah? So you blind off. So when you first see the review, you can take the blind off. This is important. I would advise you to take the blinding off, because then otherwise the issue with Rayan is that people can end up doing, you know, each abstract 3 times. And you can actually, Rayan is very good. You can actually see who's done what, how many minutes they've done, etc., etc. Yeah, everything is clearly visible. Yeah, so you can see everybody, how many minutes they've done, etc. Yeah. I did 1 minute. The others did more minutes. But yeah, so but you can see. Yeah. Actually, so yeah, there were only 152 articles. So that's quite clear. So any questions on this? So more questions? No?
Laura in the chat has asked, why would you choose to blind on Rayan?
Oh, so the reason you want to unblind, 1 second, we still are we out of Rayan? Let's log this out. Is that otherwise what will happen, and this is an issue with Rayan, which I've not been able to solve, is that with Rayan, part of the problem is that if you don't unblind, each person, it doesn't limit the number of people who can do it. So a review could end up being done by, let me show you, by 3 or 4 people. So this one, I might say include, yeah? And what happens is Mr. B will say include as well. And then Mr. C will come and say include as well. So there's 3 people doing it. You only need 2 people to check each abstract. So that's too much. Yes? Agreed? Let me ask the group if they're in agreement. Yeah, so otherwise, Anisa? Anisa, what do you think?
Yeah.
Okay,
I agree.
Patricia, you're a bit quiet today. Anything to say?
I agree too.
You agree too. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
So the new version of searching is, please cut down the number of abstracts. Now listen, you need to think through your project, yeah? That you need to time in the sense that you need to think, if I'm going to spend, I've got only a limited amount of money, which is equivalent to time. So in a sense, let's say I've got 40 hours, yeah, for this project. If I spend 20, 30 hours on the search, then that means the rest of the project is undoable. And a lot of people are moving toward these cut-down searches, okay? If you don't find institution, is there another way to create an account? Oh, that one I can't help you. You have to ask your local library. They should have access. Yeah, your local library should have access. If not, then yes, you could do a search on both Medline and Embase and combine them in EndNote. That is possible, but difficult. Difficult to say the least. Okay. Now I'm going to ask you to do something else, which is I don't know if we will be able to finish all of this in this session, but I think let's just do the initial bits. So I want you guys to search for POSIT. POSIT, yeah, on your and POSIT login, and then I want you to make an account. This is an online version of R. Yeah, online version of R. And you go in and you make an account. Yeah, you can do it with Google as well, like this. Yeah, and then you click on POSIT Cloud. Now I'm going to stop here for a second. Guys, any issues with this? Can you guys search for POSIT? Let's pick on somebody. Nafisa, did you manage to find it? POSIT? No?
I'm searching.
Meher, did you manage to find it? Let me just show it to you again.
I'm searching.
So it looks like this. POSIT login, yeah? On Google, you can search it. Quite an easy way to find it. And then you make the account. Okay, let's ask somebody else. Meher, any success?
Yep.
Okay, you're making the account here?
Yep.
All right. Ricardo, any success? Making account? No? Okay, let's ask. Noor means life, by the way. Noor, any success in making your account? No? Any success? Let me just change my share as well. Let me share my.
Sorry, should I choose POSIT Cloud?
Dr. Ahmed, I think you're on mute.
Oh, okay, good.
Oh, yeah, we can hear you.
No, it's fine. So I say I'd like to do a Cutdown Search. Okay, let me ask Rania. Rania?
Yeah, do we choose POSIT Cloud option?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
POSIT Cloud. So yeah, Cutdown Search. I try and do my search quickly. Only have a few 300, 500 abstracts. Yeah, I redo the search until I find out. I look at how the previous meta-analysis did its search, but I definitely don't end up with 5,000 abstracts. Yeah, I redo the search again and again until I get the required number. It's like gambling. Yeah, you just redo the search until you find, because I know I can find the abstracts anyway. I know that they are in other review papers. I know that they're in the previous meta-analysis. I know even a simple PubMed search would bring them up. So this is just to make the journal happy. Then you go to new project. A new project is new RStudio project. Deploying project. Rania, any success?
Still waiting for the verification email.
Oh, why do you get a verification? You don't get a verification email. You just literally go in. Don't know why you got a verification. Anyways, fine. So yeah, you should have gone straight through, unless you go straight through actually usually. Shivani? No?
Yes,
Patricia?
sir.
Any luck? Shivani, did you
Yeah,
manage to
all
get it?
good. I got it.
Patricia?
I'm in. I'm good too.
Very good.
Okay,
right.
I'm good too.
All right, this is what the R environment looks like. Now you guys must be thinking, oh my God, this is complicated. There's code here, blah, blah, blah. But this is an easy way to do it. I mean, there are two ways to do it, which is RevMan, and the second is R. But I think for you guys, R is fine. R is free, R is flexible. And as long as you know the right function to use, it's actually quite easy to use. Yeah. This is what R looks like. You put your code here. These are where your files are uploaded. Okay. Time. I mean, we've done enough. Let's time for a story. Yeah. There's a well-known story that tells of a cleaning lady who cleaned the house of a king. And once as she walked out of the house, she leaned against a wall in the entrance and started crying. She cried with such a depth that the gatekeepers thought somebody had died in the house of the king. On this thought, without understanding the situation, they also started lamenting. They leaned against the wall and started weeping, so nobody would think they were insensitive. Seeing them, others started crying. Then more joined in, so much so that the matter reached the court. Since the courtiers were ordered to wear black at the death in the king's house, they ran to their homes and put on black clothes. When they returned, they sat with their heads hanging down and held a handkerchief over their eyes, so they looked like they were crying. The chief minister was a little wiser. He came into the court without black clothes and asked the person next to him what had happened. The man said he did not know, but the person next to him might, and on seeing in mourning clothes, he had also put on mourning clothes, come here, assuming that there was a misfortune in the king's house. When the next person was asked, he referred him to the next one. The next one referred him to the third and to the fourth. When the matter reached the gatekeepers, they referred to the cleaning lady. When they called to ask her, she said that everything was fine in the castle, but she had a piglet, and it died this morning. And it was the time of our cleaning shift, so I suppressed my sorrow and came to the castle in a hurry. But as soon as I came out of the castle, I couldn't bear it anymore, started crying in the entrance. The point of the story is that, well, people cry when the piglets die. But in essence, the reality of something can be very different from what you think it is initially. Yeah? Guys, any further questions about what we've done so far? No?
We've got one hand raised from Rainia.
Rainia, I think she never put her hand down. Rainia?
Yeah, sorry, I forgot to lower my hand.
You forgot it. So, now the actual stats bit, I think we might do next time, but I can show you what to do, a little bit of what to do. So you go to install packages, so tools, install packages. Yeah. And this is interesting because the main two packages that are used are called, and then they will bring this up, yeah, and then they can find the packages for you. And the two main packages that are used are Meta and Meta4. Yeah, so you can put in Meta4 tidyverse is another package that's quite useful. So if you just click Meta, Meta4 and tidyverse, comma, yeah, Meta4 tidyverse. You can do DevTools as well if you want. Yeah, just do DevTools as well. Any success, guys? Oh my God, this seems hardcore. Emma, any success? Emma, unmute yourself. Let me know. Emma's not talking. Okay, let's try Evie. Any success? Calliope? Any success so far?
I've opened Post-it. I can't remember how we get to the install packages again. Where do I find it?
Go back. Okay, let me just go. So tools.
Okay.
Tools, install packages. And then you can find Meta, Meta4, tidyverse, DevTools. All of them are there. To be honest, you can actually do it this way as well. You can like it'll bring them up.
I can enter them manually.
Yeah, you can enter them manually. You can search for them as well. You can enter them manually.
Yeah. Okay.
And this then will be this long installation process. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very long. Very, very long. The length of which is so long that I think I might do a stats next time. Okay, so then I want to show you how you prepare your data spreadsheet. And then we'll talk a bit about the basics of a meta-analysis, yeah? So in a spreadsheet, it should look like this, yeah? The first thing is that the variable names are usually already given, yeah? So for example, this is author, then this is the number, then the mean, then the standard deviation. So usually in a meta-analysis, there is a, let's say it depends on whether it's a risk ratio or a mean or whatever, but there is a mean number, which is can be the mean or the risk ratio, and then there's things like the standard deviation, there's the total number. Yeah. So in this case, there's the number, mean, standard deviation of the intervention group, the number, mean, standard deviation of the control group. Yeah, and then the author name. Yeah. There are a few important things about this database. First of all, is that you write the name of the variable in the top. R detects this name of the column. The column name should not contain any spaces to separate two words in the column name. You still use underscores or points. Yeah, so underscore basically. It does not matter how the columns are ordered in your Excel spreadsheet. They have to be labeled correctly. There's no need to format the columns in any way. If you type the column name in the first line of your spreadsheet, R automatically detect it as a column name. Is important to know you can't use special characters. Yeah. So in essence, one sheet, no empty columns, and then it looks like this. Yeah. So for example, if you want, you can make an Excel spreadsheet. Have you guys got Excel? Any of you guys? Can you guys do? Let me just see what's on the chat. Yes, you install all 4 of these. Yeah. Although Meta and Meta 4 are probably the most important ones. Yeah. You guys can see my screen. Yeah. So basically, you can make a spreadsheet like this in Excel. Do you guys want to do this? So author, event.e, end.e, event.c, end.c. Yeah, so that's the event in the, but this is a risk ratio. So event and total, total number, event in the control group over total number. I've labeled them grape, date, and orange. Yeah. Guys, any issues with this so far? Let me know. Let me just see who's raised their hand. Anybody raise their hand? Any problems so far creating this Excel spreadsheet? No? Because then you can save it and then I'll show you how to upload it. Khudeja has raised her hand. Let's see. Khudeja, any issues creating that spreadsheet?
I understood till going to tools, installing packages like Meta, Metaphor, and everything. And after that, you said column and then whatever the event is.
Excel,
I didn't understood the part of Excel though.
Yeah, you go, or if you go Excel, open it up.
Yes.
And then create this spreadsheet, this one. Just label it author, events.e, end.e, event.c, end.c.
Okay.
Yeah, just all of these. And then and then the names. These are author names, etc. So I've just made it very, very simple for you. Let's see. Nafisa?
Sorry, I just wanted to ask you that to leave the spreadsheet so I can type with you.
Spreadsheet? Oh, yeah, just type it.
Just leave it in the screen because you log out of it, then again you open it. Sorry.
Oh, is it? No, am I not sharing the screen specifically?
Okay, now it's up here from me.
Okay, let me just, what I'll do is I'll try and stop sharing and then I'll go back and I'll try and share this specific screen. Oh, yeah, because it's a Chrome tab.
I think you're on mute again, by the way.
Oh, yeah, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
All right, now, can you see the spreadsheet, yeah, everybody?
Yes, we do.
Okay, now save the spreadsheet on your computer and then go to upload. Yeah, upload. And then you choose file. And then, so basically upload and choose file. Yeah. Are you guys following me at the moment? Can you see it? So upload and choose file, and then you can find the file on your desktop or wherever you saved it. All right, let's see. Any issues?
So can you repeat the process? I just missed it in between.
So spreadsheet, let's make the spreadsheet on your computer. I want you to make this spreadsheet.
Okay.
Then you go to upload. It's on the right side.
Yeah.
Choose file.
Okay, okay.
Find the file, upload it. Then there's the next step. Once you guys have uploaded your files.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody having an issue so far? No? No issues, it looks like. Okay, fine, we go to the next bit, which is that if you've uploaded the file, you go to import data set. An import data set, the data should be appearing in the right-hand corner. Yeah, import data set, yeah? Import data set. And then you import a data set and the data set should appear to you. Can you guys see this? Any problems with this? Raise your hand if any issues. Or say in the chat. Nobody has any problems? They can see the data? This should look like this. Now let me know if you can't see that. Anissa, if you're right, can you see that?
Yeah, I can see it.
Let's see, where's Calliope, can you see it?
No, I'm still catching up. I press import data set, and then which one do I select?
Import data set. It should be there. It's the test data sheet. The file.
No, I tried to upload, but it's not. Oh, maybe I need to click on it. Import. No. Okay, now I can see it. Okay, I've figured it out.
Can you see that now? Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks.
Muhammad, can you see? Have you managed to follow all the steps? Did you see?
Yeah, I'm doing it.
Very good, very good. Okay, fine. Now let's see. Anybody else have any issues following so far?
Sorry. Sorry, when I import the data, it doesn't appear directly actually because it gives me the option of browse the data when I browse it. My data in the desktop, but the option of desktop is not appearing for me.
No, browse. Yeah, so your desktop doesn't appear. Choose file, and then you should be able to see it. Choose file. The file. Where did you save the file? It depends on where you save the file.
In the desktop.
Choose file, and then it should appear. You should be able to see. You're basically not in the right folder.
The problem is this option of choosing the file. It's not appearing for me as well.
Sorry?
The option of choose file, it's not appear in my screen. Just I have the option of browse. And it gave me, I can browse it either from the art history or from the project that I have it in art. That's it. These two options.
You go to the right where it says upload.
Okay.
Upload, yeah? Upload. This is the right corner, right lower corner. And upload. Choose file. Yeah, choose file, and then the file will be uploaded. Then you can see the file in the environment, which is the upper corner on the right side, and then you import data set. And then you should be able to see your data set. Yeah? Okay, anybody have any issues getting to this far? Khadija? Khadija? Any issues, Khadija?
Yes. So whenever I'm clicking on import data set, it's giving me few options like from text, from Excel, from SPSS, or from SAS.
Well, no, but you should be able to import the data from the thingy. You should be able to see it. You can import data from Excel, actually. Yeah, that's possible as well. You can say import data from Excel. It will probably make you install some stuff.
Okay. I did try to upload it, but after that, it's giving me just options.
Yeah, because let me just see if anybody else is having some issues. Anybody else having issues like this? Michelle?
Yeah, so I have a solution for that. That's what happened to me. If you go to, you know where it says our history, and underneath that you will see project, our project, and then below that you should have your file that you've uploaded. If you right click on that, you should have an option that says upload import dataset, and that's going to do the same thing.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
maybe
import.
try that. That's what I did.
Yeah, you can click on the file and import it as that way. Yeah.
Okay, so I clicked on the file and it's giving me ABC save current document. And what is this?
Import data sets. Simple. Let me just check it.
If you click on the
Sorry, what were you saying, Michelle? Michelle, unmute yourself.
Yeah, if you click on the file, it should say view file and import dataset. If you click on the file that you've uploaded.
The one I uploaded, I'm clicking on it and it's giving me few options like search, ABC, save, and yeah.
Find the import data set. That would be probably the easiest. That's the way I do it. Unless let me just show you guys, share my POSIT screen and maybe do it from here. I actually don't have the spreadsheet sorted here, but let me just see if I can show you guys on my, let me do a new share. Okay. So what I'll do is I go to my POSIT cloud. Now you guys can see this. And what I need to do is upload, choose file. Let me choose a file. In this case, is test file. Open. Okay. Test file has come up. So import dataset. Can you see? Guys, see my screen?
Yes.
Import dataset. Yeah. It's doing this new package, but it's fine. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Let me just.
And see, data
Yes,
has come up.
Yes, I'm just trying to figure this out now.
And can you see? Yeah. So there's two ways of doing it. But the main thing is the file must appear in the right lower corner. Yes?
Yes, it is appearing in the corner.
You've managed to upload your data. Very good, very good. Now, we're not going to do this because there's no time today, but let me just explain something about meta-analysis. So meta-analysis, the question is, it's a great technique for combining data, yeah? Are you, but the question is, are you combining grapes versus grapes? So one grape is smaller, the other grape is bigger. Or are you comparing grapes versus olives, yeah? Are you comparing something completely different? So meta-analysis allows you to do is to take data from different papers and combine them and come up with a better mean and a better confidence interval, yeah, which is brilliant, yeah, because that is amazing. And you can use, what we use is we use various calculators to do this. In this case, we use something called MH, yeah, Mantel-Hazel. Mantel-Hazel, basically, we have to use a way to calculate the pooling of the data. And for risk ratio and odds ratio, Mantel-Hazel is gray. It says the Cochrane says Mantel-Hazel. There are other methods, Peto, whatnot, forget about them. Just use Mantel-Hazel. Mantel-Hazel is the best. Yes? Let's stick to it. Yeah? So the question then again, let's say we're saying we've got grapes versus grapes, yeah? Or you got grapes versus olives. Which would it be? So Mantel-Hazel is make some assumption, but in essence, it says that I've got all these grapes, and what I can do is that is it can calculate, what the average size of a grape will be. The question is, possibly there could be some olives in there. Maybe there were some olives in there. So this leads to our two main methods. One is called fixed effects, and the other is random effects. What fixed effects means is that the grapes will have a natural variation, yeah, but there are no olives in there. But random effects means not only do the grapes vary from each other, there might be some olives as well. So there's even more variation that we don't know about. Some olives are hidden in there. We don't know about them. So random effects is better for medicine, because medicine there's a lot of hidden effects. So what it means is random effects is essentially means that we assume that there's a fixed effect, which is the variation that each grape is a little bit different from each other, but in a fixed way. And then there's a random effect in there, which we don't know about. So that Mantel-Hazel will do the pooling for you is the formula, which is the standard formula. Yeah. Now, we talked about this. We've done the fields. Yeah. This was your variable names. Yeah. We'll stop in a few minutes because we'll have to continue this next time. But the default method is Mantel-Hazel. Yeah. You just have to remember this. Don't use the others. Yeah. Don't use the others. This is an important thing to understand with R and with a lot of meta-analysis. Is there's all these different techniques and stuff, but just stick to the standard ones, man. It's like there, might be 15 ways of driving your car. Yeah, some people can like, but the old way with the steering wheel is the best one. That's Mantel-Hazel, like your reliable old steering wheel. Just use the steering wheel. Don't use a joystick to move your car. Oh my God, code. We'll do this next time. But yeah, you literally, the test file comes up like this. Now, then the other question comes. Now, have you guys followed me so far? Any questions so far? No? Because I'll just do one more slide and then we're going to stop. Now, the question again became that what are we looking at? Is there a lot of variation? So now we made some assumptions here with the Mantel-Hazel, which was that there's some variation, which is grapes, yeah, but some grapes are bigger, some grapes are smaller, but it's a fixed change. Then we said, well, there may be some olives in there, but we don't know how many. But this is all in the calculation. But then there's something else, which is called heterogeneity, which is the bugbear of meta-analysis, the absolute bugbear of meta-analysis, which is that how many olives were there? How many papers were completely different? And this is something called variance. Variance is very dangerous. Variance is bad. Variance means that if there are a lot of olives in there, yeah, unknown effects. Now, biological models is very, very common. So we use a model for this as well. And this, don't worry about this, Paul Mandel. You got all these models, don't forget about all of them. Use Paul Mandel, simple. For both binary and continuous data, the Paul Mandel method is the best. Yes, so simple, yeah? So let's not go into the code this time, because we're going to do that next time. But we're going to stop here, and I'll leave the floor open to any questions before we stop. Any questions, guys? But next time we'll do the proper stats. Guys, any questions? Anybody not understand what we're doing so far? Patricia?
So I just have a quick question. How do we actually use the formula you mentioned?
We're going to do that next time. You actually want to go through it? You actually want to show you. Let me emphasize this again. Mantel-Hazel, very important, because this is the one you're going to use for risk ratio. You've uploaded your spreadsheet. You've done the main bits. You uploaded R. You've done that. And your final result will look something like this. Yeah, this is important to understand. That this is where R will do a calculation for you and say, it'll give you the risk ratio and the confidence interval for each paper. Risk ratio, confidence interval for each paper. Yeah. So for each and every single paper, the risk ratio, confidence interval. Then it does a pooled one, which is actually quite accurate. Now you can see there's a lot of variation here, from all the way from 6.97 to 1.7. There's a lot of variation. The confidence interval is much better because the confidence interval here is 4.13, 11.79 is enormous. So this confidence interval is far, far less. So this is the beauty of meta-analysis. The only negative side is now we've realized that there's a lot of heterogeneity. Now heterogeneity, the variance, we can convert into something called I square. More than 50% means there's a lot of heterogeneity, a lot of olives in there. That means there's more than, that's moderate heterogeneity. That means 50% of them are olives. You're not sure. You're not sure anymore whether you were looking at grapes. Yeah? And this tells you using the Mantel-Heisel method, and you're using the Paul Mendel for the heterogeneity. Those are your models done. Yeah? But we're going to do the code next time. Calliope?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask a quick question. With regards to Ovid itself, are mesh terms applicable to Ovid as well, or is that just for PubMed? Like, how do we know that we're yielding the maximum amount of articles based on the simple keywords that we're using?
So this is where there has been a movement within the field of meta-analysis. And so first of all is mesh terms obviously will bring in a huge number of papers. The same is true of any sort of search which is done in such a way to maximize things. Yeah. The problem with that becomes is, as I said to you before, is first of all, you need to carefully think about what you're doing. If you cannot complete your project within 6 weeks to 2 months and with less than about 40 to 50 hours of work, I don't think you should get started. Because as a medical student or SHO or registrar, you will not have the time. You are not paid to do this. And I'm telling you now, this is all from project management review, this is a very bad idea. And you can look at, I keep an eye on all the new meta-analysis that are published. And I can tell you now, everybody's doing cut-down searches now. People are not doing searches with 5,000 papers because the yield on that bigger search is so low. And a lot of papers are found through what we call backward and forward searching. Backward and forward searching means you look at other meta-analysis, other review papers, and you find papers from them. Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is that these huge searches do not work, and it's an hour per 100 to 60 abstracts. So you're talking about ridiculous amounts of time. So if you put in a mesh term and try to maximize the number of stuff, the things that come through, I'm sorry, but you're going to get 4,000 or 5,000 abstracts, and you're going to not be able to deal with that. And your project will spend all this time in searching, and will bog down before you get to, like where they joke around in French schools, they basically start history with Napoleonic Wars, and by the time and World War I and stuff like that, and by the time they get to Vichy France, they basically they bog down and stop. Yeah.
Yeah, I understand the impracticalities of it, but is that not in a way selection bias if I'm by definition excluding a lot of articles just because I'm not including particular keywords?
No,
it's a genuine question. I'm just trying. I understand the practicality of it. I'm just trying to understand the data mentality from it.
It's a what do you call it, standard deviation. Yeah. So 95% of articles will come using the search that I did. The 5% that probably are left, a lot of them are unusable, they're abstracts, things like that. What I'm trying to say is that that is rubbish. Yeah, is in essence they're rubbish. You need your main bits. Yeah, you need your main bits. But it's not just me. A lot of new methods, the one that I showed you, for example, is only had 99. This was published in the Journal of Cardiovascular Mechanisms, which is quite a high impact factor journal. Yeah. Let me share my screen again. Let me share my full screen, entire screen. So yeah. So what I'm trying to say is, this not just me. This guy Derek Yellen, this guy Robert Yellen is huge, but I'm just saying this is what everybody is doing. This is the new way. You need to. The reality is that in medicine and everything, we stop doing things which are useless. Yeah.
Okay, understood.
So we have found over time, everybody's moved to this sort of search, a cut-down search. Yeah. And this is about project efficiency. This is not the part of the project that is going to yield you a lot of efficiency. What is going to yield you a lot of efficiency is that if you have done the first plot well, and then you've done further analysis like things like meta regression, things like that. Yeah.
Okay, understood. Thank you.
Yeah.